The winds over the Azure Peaks carry whispers of ruin, and the air trembles with the echoes of clashing legacies. As the dust settles from the cataclysmic confrontation in the Eternal Alchemy Hall, the bloodied banners of rival sects flutter like wounded spirits. Within this chaos, the Alchemy Emperor treads paths both feared and forbidden, his mind a tempest of calculations and concealed fury. Alchemy Emperor of the Divine Dao, Chapter 1619, Chapter 1620, plunges us into the aftermath of shattered alliances, where every step could awaken dormant enemies, and every breath could trigger an irreversible betrayal. The stage is set, but the shadow of what comes next stretches long and unyielding. The cosmos trembled with a sudden, piercing radiance. A sword of unmatched brilliance tore through the void, slicing the very stars as if they were fragile paper. In a heartbeat, Zhang Badu, a prodigy whose name had promised boundless destiny, found himself cleaved in twain. Saintly blood spattered the heavens, extinguishing the light of nearby constellations. No! His roar echoed across the galactic expanse, a sound of terror and disbelief. Death had come unbidden, and for one so gifted, it was a thought he had never entertained. His hands clutched at his severed halves, desperate to stitch himself whole. Pulses of temporal energy surged, attempting to reverse the relentless march of time, to reclaim even a moment from the jaws of oblivion. Yet the divine demon sword had struck true, and even time itself could not be wielded by a mere mortal. Celestial power eluded him. With a thunderous explosion, Zhang Badu's form scattered into fragments, his divine essence shattered beyond repair. The heavens themselves seemed to mourn, lamenting the loss of a saint, a soul extinguished before its hour. A roar shattered the reverent silence, a tempest of fury approaching from gathered seas planet. In a single earth-shaking stride appeared the medium saint ancestor of the long tribe. White-haired and aged beyond measure, his frame bristled with an aura so fierce it rivaled a wild demon's, freezing all eyes in awe. "Brat, you seek death!" he thundered, a blow of such magnitude radiating from him that the very air trembled. Yet Ling Han's face betrayed a hint of amusement. The punch, though formidable in appearance, held only the threat of distance, not true mortal peril. This elder was playing a game, cloaking his intent in fury. Ling Han's mind raced. Not only Long Yushan, but even the venerable ancestor opposed this union. Yet the open clouds forbidden land's overwhelming power had restrained the Long tribe from openly defying the arrangement. Now, with Zhang Badu vanquished, the bride had no groom. The marriage, the plans, all unraveled. And still, the ancestor could not openly congratulate him. The elder's fist landed. Ling Han spat a mouthful of blood, though not his own, an illusion drawn from the Black Tower's dark reserves, and vanished like a shadow swallowed by the void. "Do not run, wicked brat," the Long tribe ancestor bellowed, forging a golden path to pursue him. Inwardly, he marveled at Ling Han's understanding of his charade and his flawless cooperation. Even his own confidence in his strike could not mask the cleverness of this youth. Yet as he scanned the endless distance, Ling Han had already disappeared. Stunned, he paused midair, his act of searching recorded for the open clouds forbidden land. A convenient justification for his return. Ling Han's cunning had saved him much effort, and the elder reluctantly turned back to Gathered Seas planet, mindful of the saint's death and its weight upon the clan. Emerging from the shadow depths of the Black Tower, Ling Han retrieved the cloud-piercing shuttle with calm precision and ascended into the heavens. His course was set for Joint Peace Planet, a journey that would span 2.5 years. Time, however, was no idle interval. Ling Han, alongside the heavenly Phoenix Divine Maiden and companions, utilized the journey to refine their cultivation, replenishing their energies with alchemical pills and the blessings of the reincarnation tree. At last, upon Joint Peace Planet, the Empress awoke from her profound cultivation. Triumph radiated from her. She had harnessed 10 million heavenly bodies, reaching the theoretical zenith of the heavenly body tier. Ling Han, elation surging within him, swept the Empress into his arms and twirled her amidst the swirling winds of their victory. History had been made, a new pinnacle achieved. Her future shimmered with limitless potential, and the prospect of ascending to the saint tier loomed brightly. The Empress, radiant and joyous, pressed close, her warmth and fragrance intoxicating Ling Han. A stolen kiss, a whispered promise, and the playful seduction between them mingled with the air of divine accomplishment. Ling Han's heart burned with desire, yet restraint tempered him. Their union would come in due time. With laughter and lingering smiles, they left the Black Tower, while the heavenly phoenix divine maiden remained immersed in cultivation, her path to the Saint Tier nearly complete. The legacy of the three true phoenixes imbued her with awe-inspiring power. One day passed, and the group arrived at the Great Ling Empire. Ministers and citizens alike greeted their sovereign with resounding reverence. Brothers embraced, laughter rang across the palace halls, and the loyal rock golem scurried about in animated devotion. Ling Han shared camaraderie with his kin, reminiscing, strengthening bonds, and tending to his mystical companions before preparing for the journey to the agriculture-enclosed mountains, where the heavenly emperor of thunder and fire awaited. The mysteries of the lower realm, hidden and potent, demanded caution. Even celestial kings were drawn to its secrets. Venturing into the agriculture-enclosed mountains, Ling Han and the Empress arrived before a cave shrouded in profound darkness. Despite their mastery of the eternal river tier, the void before them seemed to swallow all perception. "I will tie this rope to my waist. Should I fail to return within a day, pull me back," Ling Han instructed. The Empress nodded, trust shining in her eyes. With a rope forged from the silk of the azure cloud spider, resilient beyond mortal steel, Ling Han stepped boldly into the abyss, each stride a testament to courage, mastery, and the relentless pursuit of truth hidden within the shadows of the world. A suffocating darkness swallowed Ling Han the moment he stepped into the cave, a void so absolute that it gnawed away at his senses one by one. Sight, hearing, touch, all succumbed to the oppressive blackness. Soon, even the rhythm of his own heartbeat and the flow of his origin power vanished from his perception. He felt as though he had been laid to rest in a tomb beyond time, drifting in a silent, eternal slumber. Not even his eternal river tier cultivation could pierce this shroud. Instinctively, he unleashed his killing formations, sending attacks into the unseen void. Yet, the effort was like striking smoke. He could not even discern if his power had truly been released. The shadows clung to him, unyielding, as if mocking the strength of even a saint-level cultivator. A realization struck him. This darkness bore the mark of a celestial tier master. Steeling his resolve, Ling Han drew forth his divine demon sword. A faint orb of light bloomed, feeble yet visible amidst the darkness. This glimmer confirmed his suspicion. Only celestial-level might could contend with this phenomenon, but his sword alone fell short. Pocketing it, Ling Han allowed the nine heavens flame to ignite upon his palm. The flame sprang alive, fragile as a candle in the abyss, yet enough to pierce the shadows. His senses surged back with it, returning like a river long dammed, rushing anew. Clinging to the cave walls, Ling Han advanced cautiously. The light was modest, revealing only the immediate path, yet it sufficed. Hours dragged on, and the journey, though not truly deep, stretched into a half-day crawl until he arrived at the heart of the cavern. A stone chamber with bare walls, silent but for the presence of a solitary statue, unchanged from his last visit. Time itself seemed to have frozen here. "Huh, brat, how did you get here?" The voice of the heavenly emperor of thunder and fire resonated, laced with astonishment. Last time, Ling Han had only arrived with Hu Nu's aid, lost and floundering. Now he had come alone, his path carved by his own resolve. Ling Han offered a faint smile. "If Senior doesn't welcome me, I can leave immediately." "Hold it!" The heavenly emperor's tone tightened. "Have you obtained the 4 items?" "Yes. Fortune has favored me," Ling Han replied with a nod. The emperor faltered, awe flashing across his expression. You've inscribed so many formations within your body, each weak alone, yet together they elevate you to the low extreme of the Genesis tier. Even I could not achieve such a feat in my prime." Ling Han chuckled lightly. "Then Senior believes me when I say the mission is complete? Where are they? Show them at once," the emperor demanded, voice tinged with tension. Ling Han's lips curled into a playful grin. "No pay, no goods. Stubborn brat, do you fear deceit? This technique I promised was no top-tier celestial." He immediately fell silent, realizing his slip. "Oh?" Ling Han's eyes glinted. "So Senior planned to trick me with an ordinary celestial technique." The emperor's lips curved. "The immovable deity metal body is a mystical power I procured from an ancient site. Not my ultimate technique, yet perfect for you. Too powerful a technique, and it could not be mastered by you regardless." Ling Han's tone was light, teasing even, though in truth he felt the immovable deity metal body perfectly suited him. Then please, teach me, senior. He presented the true dragon horn, heavenly phoenix feather, and the remaining items. A soft radiance pulsed from the stone statue, a white orb drifted forth, hovering before him. Ling Han touched it gently, and in a cascade of symbols and imagery, knowledge poured into his mind. The secrets of the immovable deity metal body, a mystical power beyond words, revealing its inner mechanics and subtle arts. Brat, place these 4 divine items around the statue as I command. The Heavenly Emperor instructed. Ling Han obeyed, all the while maintaining a silent link with Small Tower, prepared for betrayal. Should the Emperor strike, Ling Han would defend, even risking the Black Tower's exposure to the Celestial Kings. A life lost for secrecy was a life wasted. Lightning arced from the statue's left eye, fire erupted from its right, and the 4 sacred items hovered, resonating, their energies entwining in a furious ballet. The conflagration of power blazed so brightly that Ling Han could scarcely perceive the fusion within. Gradually, the inferno dimmed, revealing a tiny figure. A child of perhaps 3 years, bare-skinned, delicate, yet radiating an unnatural presence. Ling Han's chest tightened. This isn't the Heavenly Emperor of thunder and fire, is it? He thought. Stupid brat, hand me some clothes. The child's voice was adult, laced with amusement. After so many years, I can finally speak through my mouth? Incredible! Ling Han tossed over garments. Senior, were you gravely wounded, needing to heal here all this time? You guessed it, the Heavenly Emperor sighed. In my prime, my talent bred arrogance, and I drew the ire of an elite who shattered my body. Only a wisp of my soul survived, drifting to the ancient realm. Seeking a host, I was thrown into this small world by space's turbulence. Here, mysterious power suppressed me, forcing my soul to rest in the underground sea of lightning and fire for tens of thousands of years until the stone statue could be formed. My intent was always to guide explorers like you. That darkness, once a shield, became my shackle. Thanks to the girl before and you now, I am finally freed. This body, formed from 4 saintly materials, cannot rival a divine fetus, yet it is sufficient. Celestial power flows from divine senses, not the vessel of flesh. Ling Han listened quietly, amused by the Emperor's verbosity. Loneliness had perhaps drawn words from his lips now unchained. What are your plans, senior? He inquired. To cultivate. Though forged from saintly materials, my body remains low-tier genesis. My divine senses are gravely wounded, and recovery will be slow, the Emperor replied with a heavy sigh. And your cultivation in the past? Ling Han pressed, curiosity bright in his gaze. Immortal palace tier. The voice carried the weight of legends, the echo of a time when mastery brushed the heavens themselves.